This is from Placer.ai. It's a platform that tracks foot traffic. Now, they track the first few weeks of 2025 versus 2024. Places like Walmart and Costco, you see them on this chart. Now let's add the data for Target. That's the red line. Target announced a pullback on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives on January 24th. Now, March 5th, Pastor Jamal Bryant called on both his congregation at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church and his significant social media following, people really across the country, to fast from Target over Lent. And that period wraps up with Easter. Placer.ai notes that declines could be related to a lot of things. A drop in post-holiday spending, maybe uncertainty over the economy, even cold weather. But how much of it is the result of Black customers speaking through their spending? The CEO of Target seems to be taking note. He met with some of the organizers of the boycott movement. Pastor Jamal Bryant is with us. He started this fast, and he came here to talk with us about it, and he's back now to talk about the results. Thank you for being here. Let's start here with a meeting that happened this week. This is with Target executives. Who reached out to you? When did this meeting come about and how?
They're on the hunt for Red October. The deadline is Sunday. And so just within the last week have we finally been able to make some headway to begin communication.
And so what did you talk about?
How do we find some common ground? Outside of what Target is saying in public fodder, you can't ignore or dismiss that while the economy is tight, while the tariffs are looming, that Costco's doing well. And a lot of people were redirected to Costco when this fast began.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the economics. Let's put up Target's stock price. On the day that Target announced their rollback, a share of Target stock closed at $138.
Yes.
We should also mention that soon after the We Are Somebody boycott led by Nina Turner and Tamika Mallory started, but the day your boycott began, it closed at $116. And then Thursday, it closed at $93 per share. Again, we mentioned the other factors. How much do you think the boycott influenced that?
Oh, greatly. Everywhere you go, you're seeing a great pullback of people nationally who are saying, I'm not doing it. And I want to note, there's not just Black people who are participating, but people who are sympathizers saying the country's moving in the wrong direction. Two different protests are happening in America at the same time. Tesla and Target. And the majority of people not driving Teslas, but Target is in their zip code. And so you're seeing the same impact, but this time we're protesting through our pocketbooks.
Last time, was the goal 100,000 registered?
Yes.
How many registered?
200,000.
200,000.
Yeah, so we've doubled what our expectation was.
So I went onto your website, and let's put up, there's a ticker across the top that shows buy alert and a boycott alert. If you can look, it's really small at the top, but it's the red dots, and it says Amazon, American Airlines, Bank of America, Starbucks. Will there be organized boycotts of all of those because of their DEI rollbacks, or are you focusing exclusively on Target?
The African proverb says, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? And so what I'm trying to do is narrow the prism. We'll see today is our last day of negotiations with Target. Will we continue it, or will we find a happy medium? If we find that happy medium, then we'll go on to another corporation. But I didn't want to throw 20 different balls in the air, but so that we could have singular focus as we move on to what the next 40 days looks like.
So let's start with these negotiations, and there were 4 demands. Honor the $2 billion pledge to Black business community through products, services, and Black media buys. Deposit $250 million amongst any of 23 Black banks. Completely restore the franchise commitment to DEI, and pipeline community centers at 10 HBCUs to teach retail business at every level. You say that there are negotiations. Can you tell us where there is progress in these 4?
Yeah, I think where there's progress is meeting the covenant that they made to the George Floyd family and larger community. As soon as George Floyd was murdered, side note for the viewers, Target is headquartered in Minneapolis. The CEO, Brian, came out and said, this could have been one of my employees. And immediately, under no duress, pledged $1 million. came back behind it in good faith and as a good neighbor and pledged this $2 billion. This predated the Trump-Musk administration. So for them to walk backwards was the immediate affront that we wanted to give some redress, and that's where we're finding the greatest amount of immediate traction.
And so phase two, how much of phase two will be influenced by whatever happens at the end of today, at the end of the fast?
Yes, well, that's in their hands. We've had 40 days, as you said, all of our demands are on targetfast.org. We're still waiting to see what will we do about HBCUs. If you can imagine if Harvard is under danger, what would that mean for FAMU and for Hampton and for Spelman?
They don't have endowments nearly the size.
Nowhere in the orbit of it. And so we want to make sure that our HBCUs are safeguarded. I admire and applaud the Big Ten who have come together to solidify a unified force. And I want to make sure that HBCUs have that same coupling.
Yeah, the Big Ten, they have now a collective defense that they've started. Tell me about this bullseye black market that you created with mega churches across the country.
Yeah, so it's important. I'm an 80s baby.